Popping over these train tracks. Definitely does a good job of soaking it up. Got it in sport mode. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Chevy Silverado RST. This particular truck has some pretty cool options, so I'm really excited to show it to you guys. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with the truck. Check out the inventory link below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood of this truck, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 20 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go to the front end of this RST. So first off, you guys will notice we've got the 6.2L badge to signify to all the peasants that you have the biggest, baddest engine. Got the Silverado logo there, and notice it has the red accenting on it. We've got the LED lights here. They are reflector lights, and notice how cool all of that looks. And then you guys can see the Chevy bow tie off to the side. Parking sensors down below. Notice we've got the tow hooks there at the bottom. They are finished in red, and I love the venting there on the side. And aside from that, see what I did there? That's the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear. And notice that we have the red accenting on the black wheels as part of that RST package. You guys can see the suspension in the front. Notice we have the blacked out fixed side steps. We've got the black mirrors, again with the red accent piece. And if you guys are wondering, it's just vinyl. Door handles are also blacked out. We've got our 4x4 badge on the back, and actually show you guys the leaf springs and that whole setup here in the rear. There you go. And, well, the truck's pretty big. I got to step back pretty far so you guys can see the whole thing. There she is. So here's our key fob, Chevy logo on the back. We've got our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. And this one does have the new tailgate. We'll get into that in a little bit. 1,655 pounds of payload capacity, 9,200 pounds of towing capacity, so it is plenty capable. Notice that we've got the handle because it's part of the new bed step system. We've got an outlet, we've got an LED bed light. Notice that the whole bed is already protected from the factory. And then the cargo light there at the top looks nice and sporty. And yes, we've got the new tailgate. So there's two buttons here on the back. Got to make sure that I press the right button. Nope, press the wrong one. There we go. So it's the more forward button. And just like what you have on the GMCs, we've got the awesome tailgate step. So just so you guys know, weight limit on this is 375 pounds. So if you're a big boy, you won't be able to use this. But for all of us mortals, we can still use this. And yeah, it's really cool they added this to the Chevy lineup. And yeah, that's all. Woo! Just a little bit heavier. Finishing things here in the rear, we've got our RST badge. We've got the Silverado badge with the red parking sensors along the bottom. And then you guys can see we've got the blacked out exhaust tips with the receiver hitch. And then we've got the normal Chevy lights with the bed step there on the side, or bumper step rather, not bed step. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's the rest of the rear. Now here's the door panel in the back. Notice we've got soft touch and stitching all over. We've got the wood trim right there. And we've got the leather seats, which have the storage cubbies, have the cup holders that are neatly pulled down. More storage underneath the seat. More cup holders up there. We've got a bunch of USBs and a 12-volt rubber floor mats. You guys know, tons of legroom, tons of headroom. It's all great. See ya. Now here's the door panel in the front. Again, all of the nice materials here with the wood trim, window controls. We've got the mirror adjustments, got the speaker for the Bose sound system, and we've got the seat here at the front with the nice stitching all throughout, really nice bolstering on it. Power adjustments are on the side, pedal layout down below. Got the parking brake, light controls right here, fog lights. Cargo light, we've got our drive line selected with the auto, 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low. You've got the trailer tow mode and then the drive modes on the other side, which we'll get into in a little bit. Let's pop in. So here's our steering wheel. We've got nice leather trim all around the steering wheel, black stitching in the center. We've got the black Chevy bow tie, voice command, phone controls, controls for the center stack, heated steering wheel button, cruise control. Got our turn signal / windshield wiper stock. That's all for the steering wheel. We still have a column shifter with the manual shift function if you want to shift the gears yourself. That's all. So we've got the center gauge cluster. Most of it is a setup of analog gauges. We've got the trailer tow mode on the one side. On the other side, well, got to twist it a little bit. We've got the normal sport and then the off-road for the different drive modes. And, well, that's all she wrote. Here's the infotainment system. First off, you guys will notice that the touch response time is great. Comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Has a great camera system, so notice that the trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel, but the resolution is also really good. And something that Chevy's been doing is they've been getting rid of certain like electronic options, like 360 cameras, camera mirrors, all that kind of stuff, to make it so that they can keep up with production with new trucks. So there's certain options that just aren't available right now that you can normally get with the truck. But yeah, that's the infotainment system. Controls for it are just down below as well, and that's all. We've got our analog climate controls right here. We have heated seats as well, and notice that you can do just the back of the seat or your back and your butt. We've got parking sensors here. That's to drop down the tailgate, the hazard lights, and then notice we've got the stability control. If that's for the outlets, that's to roll down all the windows at once. Not going to do that right now because it's really cold and windy outside, getting close to winter. Got the outlet right there, more USBs, and a 12-volt trailer brakes right here. It's got some storage space right there with some cup holders. Got the center console with some USBs. Got the dual glove box. Pretty nice. Got nice leather and stitching around on that area and then also around the vent. And then finishing things up, we do have a sunroof. And then we also have a power sliding window. And that's all for the top. So we have the perfect amount of glare for you guys to not be able to see the window sticker. I am sorry about that. But anyways, we will at least go over the total MSRP after all options added with this truck. $61,175. And wait for it. Gotta wait a little bit longer. Patience, people. Let's take it out and see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Setting off in this Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, and let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality with the truck first and foremost. So from a ride quality perspective, just like all the other Silverados, it actually rides really smooth, especially considering the fact that it still has leaf springs, which it seems like it is something that's no longer going to be available in a lot of trucks in the near future. Now, aside from that, gotta make a quick lane change because being over in that right lane behind a bus is like the worst thing ever. It's almost like a driving death sentence because it just stops all the time. It's pretty quiet. I mean, you guys can see, like with all the stuff waving, it's very windy. And yeah, the wind noise is pretty much non-existent here in the interior. It's something that I love about pickup trucks in general, and obviously Silverado meets that quality. And yeah, aside from that, again, it's smooth, it's comfortable, it's quiet, and just feels great overall. Popping over these train tracks. Definitely does a good job of soaking it up. Got it in sport mode. Love that 6.2. That 6.2 is still my favorite truck engine to date. It's just, you have the V8 sounds, you have the V8 instant response, and just the power and the torque of this engine is fantastic. So yeah, you guys know I'm a huge fan of it. But let's kind of get into summing things up here with this RST package. And then obviously the new thing with the channel is giving the vehicles a rating. Now this rating is not compared to vehicles this does not compete against. So I'm not going to compare this vehicle's acceleration or anything against a vehicle that it doesn't compete against. We're talking about other full-sized 1500 series trucks. And so yes, let's get into it. First off, exterior wise, that's pretty subjective, right? I think the new Silverados, they've grown on me. I think this is a good looking truck, and specifically this RST package, I think it's definitely, it's got all the right stuff. It's all blacked out, it's got some red accenting, and you know what? It just does it for me. Interior wise, this is where Chevy falls a little bit short. This truck's $62,000. Now you've got some nice leather trim around certain points, but then hard touch on this portion of the dash and everything, and so that does detract slightly from the interior. The seats though in this package are pretty comfortable. They don't necessarily look beautiful or anything like that, but I mean, trucks aren't necessarily about that. It's about practicality and comfort, and the seats get the job done from that standpoint. Now aside from that, technology with the Silverado, again, I can't knock it right now because of the microchip issue. You take away the microchip issue and the technology of the Silverados is great because you can get the 360 camera with it. For 2022, they're actually going to release the Super Cruise and the trucks as well. So they're going to have all the same modern tech that the other trucks have, and potentially more. So This particular truck doesn't have all the cool technology, doesn't have the camera mirror and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, under normal conditions, it would have all that. So I'm gonna kind of leave that one neutral because, well, yeah, situation kind of has messed things up. And then obviously powertrain, you guys know I'm a huge fan. The 10-speed automatic's great. It's quick to shift. It's really smooth. And this 6.2 is just, it's an amazing engine. And acceleration is great with it. So overall, my rating for the truck is going to be a 7.5. Now, the reason I'm giving it a 7.5 and not a little bit higher is I feel like the Trail Boss package is a little bit of a better value compared to this RST package, because you can get a Trail Boss 6.2 for similar money, and that one has the Rancho shocks, and it's got the off-road tires, and it looks just as cool on the outside, but obviously it's more capable from an off-road perspective. And trucks are all about capability, and so then, you know, Chevy obviously has competition within its own lineup. But yeah, it's that. And then obviously the interior, right? You look at an F-150, well, you can't really compare this to a Lariat because that's gonna be way more money. So like a Ram Laramie, you can get a Ram Laramie for 62 grand. That one's gonna have like nice leather all over the dash and everything like that. Engine's not as strong, right? So if Chevy just brought up the interior a little bit, that would help out. But again, the biggest thing detracting from the RST package is the Trail Boss. But I guess if you're not an off-road enthusiast and you want like a cool sporty looking truck, and you're not going to take it off-road, it's a great package. And I mean, that's still a really high rating. Let's get some things up for a video on this 2021 Chevy 1500 Silverado RST. Lots of words and everything, kind of tiring. But anyways, huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with the truck. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see you guys.